to continue with this tape. I was going to where the Patels, what the cops are helping do, and the agency that's telling them to do it. It's where I live. I'm gassed and run and everything. I mean, it's horrible. I can't run anymore. I can't walk from the inflammation that's caused. I'm allergic to chemicals, and my immune system attacks itself. And I put that on different tapes to give a background, and they're using my very illness against me to really kill me. But when I was out at Patel's and had rented, I had money from a live-in. My jobs had been shut down, and wherever I lived was shut down, really. I'd called the cops because he was coming in illegally to paint in November. This was 94, 95, the year was, probably 95. But it gets cold up here in Roanoke. When the cop I called out to protect me put my hands behind me, whether he actually put the handcuffs on me, I don't remember. But he said, you either leave or I'll lock you up. I called him to protect me. When he left Patel, and I said this on the other one, they have become quite the same. I know it's a name like Smith is here in the United States. This Patel, Sonny Patel, that group have become quite rich off of right here, around in Roanoke, and what's happened to me. And they are out of the Carolinas and have grown, and I would assume are quite wealthy at this time. Anyway, when the policeman left, he said to me, Patel did, he said, we're citizens here in this country now. We have to do what they tell us to do. So this is what he did. I had to leave. I'd paid the rent. He had a black guy, I don't know if he's maintenance or not, put a ladder up against my balcony. It was a cute little, the only one in the whole place like that, motel. And quite frankly, it was a picture window. I'm just showing you the part of the harassment. It's worse than this, but I walked out the bathroom and was staring right at him. If I'd come out naked, it was the black maintenance, I guess, or he lived there. His name was Junior, I remember that. He had actually put a ladder up there and just crawled up on my balcony. It did me no good to complain. He's staring in the big, huge picture window. So I ended up having to leave. So this has gone on and on till I can't walk. I am just about dead, and there's nowhere to turn. They would actually lock me up. And I'm threatened with that all the time. Now then, I want to go back to moving into Ron Sizer's and his nice, oh God, I don't know how much land he owns out there, Valley. He had a daughter, Sarah, and I think she was about 12, real pretty young girl. But anyway, point is that he changed the rules when I got out there to move in and sign a year lease that he required. He had suddenly decided, well, no, this is after he got my rent and everything, and I'm moving in, and it's unfurnished, and he tells me that it's just month to month. Well, you get the gist of what happens. Every time I move somewhere, the heating and air conditioning goes out. All havoc breaks loose, and I'm force-fed chemicals, which I'm allergic to, that's tearing my whole body down. Besides the life you have to live if you're allergic to how sick it makes you. So here's what he did. I can't tell all on here what each and every one of these places I lived. It was hell. And every law in the book broken. They should have been locked up for assault, conspiracy, everything. Now here's what this man, this is rented to me unfurnished. Okay, when I get there, it's a month-to-month lease rather than the year that he required in the ad that he placed and put in my mailbox, by the way, the paper. Anyway, he's changed the rules here. and he's got my deposit and everything, which I would have taken it anyway because I don't have choices of where to go or what. So he's put here he received of me um, uh, the deposit is was $400 and prorated the rent. I moved in on the 22nd of November. I paid every month on time and everything. I told him that I got my check on the 3rd. That was okay. Um, anyway, I've got where the receipts. I've got to hear probably fell on the floor. I can't help the disorganization. I can't even move hardly. Anyway, this Ron Sizer is 2 years younger than me, so he was about, I don't remember, I'm 75 now, so that was in '09. But he's wealthy. He's got this huge home, this cottage, or really he called it a guest house behind him. He built for his mother, and she died 7 years prior. Now then, here's the point I'm getting to. I go in here, and all hell is it's cold, cold. I can't use the gas. He's just, and it was illegal. He was not qualified to put it in, but hey, they get away with it. Put in a new, suddenly before I moved in, he puts in a gas heat furnace. Well, it's all messed up. And I am so sick that I pass out. And there's records of this with the gas company where I call them. Nobody can do anything. He tells me he's friends with the manager of the Appalachian Gas here in Roanoke. And I don't doubt it. And he also, well, uh, nobody is charged in what's being done to me. So I pay him the deposit, and suddenly he comes up in the middle, and I'm leaving out the fact that he left machinery down in the basement where the washer and dryer is and the sunk pump, and he left machinery that looked like it was out of the ancient. It was huge machinery. It had blades or something on it, and sofa that was soiled and mildewed, and other stuff he never got out. He finally got that huge thing, machinery, out. This is rented to me unfurnished, yet I haven't complained about it. But here's what he does to me. There was a little closet that had an old vacuum cleaner that barely worked. I did use it. It was a cheapie. Now then, after he came up suddenly out of the blue and put an eviction notice, and I've got it, but this is notice of termination. And he's telling me that the deposit may be applied against any rent that you fail to pay, cleaning, or repair, etc. So everything he's done is illegal. And this was dated 3/18/09, so I'd only lived there a few months. This is signed by Ron Sizer. Now I find out that I called, and uh, the Botetourt County says there was no eviction notice, that he must have made it up. Well, he had at least 2 cop cars sitting there. So what would you think? I hadn't broke the law. I know what the law is doing to me, and getting people to do, so I left. I don't have a choice other than get locked up. Now then, they tell me that there really wasn't, he must have made it up. Well, he's gotten away with it. Here's what he said, and I'm assuming that this is turned over to the credit bureau. What he did, and here's where I paid him, on 3, I don't know if that's the 4th, I don't know if it was March, the rent, and that would have been March, and this was 12/3. That's where, okay, 12/3. I moved in November. It was prorated, and that was on 12/3. I get my check to pay him, and he knew that, and it was okay. Now this is February. Paid it the 1st, and this is January to February. So I paid and was up to date, and there was nothing about that. Now here's the way it would read. You wouldn't see the barbecue it's lighting fuel that you put to start barbecue. This is just one thing.